Salam, Sobaha, Chatorasti, Guten Tag, Konnichiwa. Hey, it's Mr. B. Mr. B presents a little bit of a change of scenery today. We're out here on Big Ben, and I say we because I brought the important Sir Nolan. He's out for his morning walk with me. I'm actually recording this on September the, what is today, the 3rd? Or 2nd. It's Labor Day. So happy Labor Day to everybody. And for everyone else out there, when you get this is actually going to come out on September 11th, and that's the day I want to talk about today, is what happened on the morning of September 11th. Well, September 2001, I was a couple things back then. I was a lieutenant in the National Guard, Texas National Guard. My unit was in Austin, Texas. I lived in Houston. In Houston, I was running a scuba store called Discover Scuba. My roommate, he worked for the same company. We worked for different stores. He worked at one down in Webster, Texas. I worked at the one in what we call Neartown area. And I had the day off. He had to go up and work. So we're there. I'm sleeping in because, day off. Who doesn't sleep in? Ask Nolan about that. He got me up at 7:30 this morning because there's no school today. Okay, I'm sleeping in, and I have this really crazy dream. This dream is there's a plane that crashes into a building. Well, I don't think that's a kind of a weird dream, and why would I be dreaming about that? I get up, I go out to the living room, and the wall where the head of my bed was up against the wall in the living room where the TV was. I tell my roommate, I was like, hey Keith, I had the weirdest dream just now where a plane flew into a building in New York City. He doesn't say a word to me at all. Not a word. He just picks up his hand and points at the TV. I look at the TV just in time to see real life, the second plane hitting the other tower of the World Trade Center. Yeah. I didn't really know at that moment. Something horrific happened, and I knew that. I didn't think much about the whole world changing or what the day was going to be like at that point. But as you can hear here, there's a lot of traffic, right? In case you don't know where I'm at, I'm on Big Bend. Okay, I'm actually passing Eisenhower Middle School or bus barn at Eisenhower Middle. You can see here in a second. Yeah, that's where we are. There's Eisenhower. That's the old bus barn. And it's fairly noisy out here. Well, that particular morning, when we walked outside, because we lived on a highway that was, oh, Nolan's spinning me. Sorry about the background, guys. Okay. We walked outside. We were on a highway that's typically about as busy, if not busier, than Big Bend is. And those of you in the Florida area or the South County of Hillsborough County, you know how busy Big Bend is. Well, yeah, it was busier. And there was not a single car on the road. There was not even a bird flying in the sky making a sound. Okay. It was hard to explain, hard to imagine, but there was nobody. No one was outside. I mean, here I see occasionally a plane that goes overhead or a helicopter, but that morning there was nothing, and I live near a major airport. everything was shut down. You guys take a lot of things, like you go to the airport, you take it for granted that you're going to have to allow 3 hours for security. Well, that's because of that morning. That morning, before that happened, there was no security. If you're going to go take a flight, people could go all the way up to the terminal with you. They could sit there, and that was a common thing back then, is they'd go all the way to the terminal, they'd sit there, especially if it was like your family and you're going away. Like when I went to basic training for the Army, they took me to the terminal, they sat there, they waited, they watched me get on the plane, they watched my plane pull away. Well, that morning, that all stopped. All airports were actually shut down for a while. The next month, ended up being longer than a month, that's the time when the news networks, regular channels, they switched all their programming. I mean, you kind of got a sense of it back in 2020 with COVID, when they stopped making things. And now what are we going to do because everyone's in lockdown? Well, the problem is everyone was not going anywhere. You couldn't fly anywhere. There were no flights. The TV stations were 24/7. What's going on because of this attack? And then after October 11th of that same year, that is when we went into Afghanistan. And then it became all about what's the war going on. And we lived and breathed this, what we call the global war on terrorism, 24/7 for 6 months to a year. Imagine, you don't have any programming because all you've got is the news on every network, and it's all talking about global war on terrorism. The kids today, they talk about with COVID, the doom and gloom of COVID. Well, we had the doom and gloom of war. What's going to happen? What's changing? How are we going to do things? Okay. Will we ever get back to what we call normal? The sense of normal is something that you guys talked about back in 2020 when we went to lockdown for that. How are we going to get back to normal? Well, see, for those of us a bit older, normal was even different than what your normal is. We never went back to the full normal category. New things changed. TSA became a thing. Checking in at airports 3 hours ahead of time to go through different screenings, to be x-rayed, now body scans. All because of a few people. Yeah. There's an individual, George Washington, I believe it was George, who said that, maybe it was someone else, to the effect of giving up your liberties and so you can have security, and I'm paraphrasing, is giving up your freedoms for that. Okay, so while the terrorists attacked that one day, how long did the attack last? Yeah. Well, the particular day, it only lasted a few hours. Okay, 4 aircraft. Okay, 4 aircraft, 2 buildings, and a field in Pennsylvania. That field was supposed to have been the White House. That was thanks to the multitude of individuals that were on the plane that managed to overtake enough of the terrorists to take it down and not hit a major city, let alone the White House. Think about them. They didn't ask for it. They gave their lives. Remember them. Remember the thousands of them. remember the hundreds of soldiers that afterwards went forth to defend democracy, to protect your freedoms, to protect my freedoms, to keep us all safe. And let's remember them. Okay. And I will tell you, I know I will in class be playing some videos. I'm not going to play those here. Those are remembrance videos. Those are what happened the day of with news feeds. You can look those up on YouTube yourselves. Okay. This is my first-hand account. It's a day that I will be forever have etched in my memories. There are certain things in life that will always be there. This is one of them. So, I didn't mean for this to be a downer video. Hopefully it's not. I just kind of started with one goal and just kind of been rambling ever since. So, at this point, I want to say thanks for watching. If you made it this far, like, subscribe. A like to me means you like the video and the content, not that you like the material itself. Because I'm not after that. If you're just liking the fact that I'm able to bring this stuff to you, give me that like, give me a comment. Omar, I'm looking at you. Be a real comment. Okay, guys, have a wonderful, hopefully you had a wonderful Labor Day, and hopefully 9/11 and the rest of the year is great. Love you all. Remember always, the beard knows. The beard knows. I'll talk to you guys later. Ciao. Arrivederci. Cheers.